Wonderful people, let's break down how much the movie The Avatar, The Way of Water, matters to us. Although I think there's a lot of war into that particular movie, it has, great essence to put that in a new level of understanding. Because if we look at the Avatar and simply at the skin deep blue way, that all goes back to the consciousness of Buddha. Buddha energy has never ever been touched. It is reinstalling on the earth, and therefore we needed to move into the entire crystallization process and understanding what it truly takes to move into that particular way of living. Because the new ways of living are grounding, everything else is completely collapsing. We've had the preparation times, we had the review, we've had the inventory, although I think many still need to make inventory during the incoming weeks, hopefully, and deleting everything that doesn't match your energy field, your consciousness, your life, your dreams, your joy, anything that you wish to be it, be it. That's really, the time has come. Be it, become it, polish it, work upon it, be courageous and move into your strength all of the time, because without spiritual strength, your spiritual embodiment and moving universally, there is actually nothing, that brings living light energies into your field. And so when breaking down here to the way of water, that is planet Earth is all water, and so our embodiment is all water. The crystallization into pure waters means that we need to take care of the purity and consciousness, because everything that is in our water, and mind you, the body is like almost 90% water, right? And what is contained within the water is your emotions. And so when we invert the emotions into the higher senses, we become spirit consciousness, and we reject anything that is soul consciousness, because that broke everybody. Or many are talking about soul, 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 soul. Well, that is the only thing we truly need to move out of. And once you truly understand that, and you start working with the way that the water brings through, you move easily into the way of earth. You move into the way of the air vibration, because the air expansion in the water, the earth expansion in the water, the fire engines in our body, in the water, and all the metal energies, they all matter. So we look into the skies, we look into the earth, we look into the water, we look into the air components, and when we have those components, that makes up the spiritual embodiment that moves from its carbonized construction or the cellular construction into living light parts, living light waves. So we interchange, so the skin becomes transparent, the organs become transparent, and all of that truly moves with the meridians of the earth, meridians in the universe, and thus our meridian systems, like, the lung meridian, the heart meridian, the tracks that move through the nervous system, the blood circulation, you can look that up. There's so many meridians in the body. And all these meridians are connected with dots, all very small, million and billions of dots, which makes up our divine essence, our energy, or, our human construction. And when these dots move from carbon into light part dots, then you open up light waves and you become light waves, and then you become unstoppable, which is the whole goal of the transference from human life essence into spiritual life essences on the planet. meaning or reason why actually that we are squeezing the matrix, you know, it's collapsing massively every day more and more. It was a whole goal. And there's those living within the crystalline grids, they live above the matrix and under the matrix because they live actually like I do. I feel the waves through my feet all of the time and through my body, like very quick waves moving like this. It means that you are working already with the transference into light waves or a dragon wave like the dragons we can see in the avatar. And that is very, very important because I loved the way they showed how quick a dragon can wave through, how quickly it can manifest, how quickly it can take decisions. And that is all that I'm teaching, actually moving into the new light body and actually the new tree of life. No more old, nothing of the old anymore will ever, have impact if you allow that. It will, of course. But if you don't allow it and you're living in the new world on light earth, then you're gonna move massively rapidly and manifest at the speed of light, because that's the way of light earth. And that is all the energies coming through. So what I deemed very important, if we go underwater, if you've seen the movie the Avatar, or you're going to move into it, that is what I've talked about in my shorts, actually 3 connections that they show. It's very, very important. That is your direct connect to your spirit, your spark, and your source. And everything less, like soul consciousness, or, the human vibration, and no connection to your source, or just a connection to massive astral planes, dream-like planes, that brought to any falseness in information and data for eons, actually, that could be cut out. And so underwater in the Avatar movie, they show a beautiful, beautiful tree of life. It so makes sense to me because I've been working with it so much. So offering the new tree of life and moving into your celestial universal embodiment brings massive, massive skill care, massive high-level mentality. You actually channel your own information and you hear crystal clear, you see crystal clear, and that upgrades. So vision and sound and vision, like David Bowie would term it, becomes a daily elixir, actually. And so what we see in the movie Under the Water, as they click their hair strings into the tree of life, they reconnect. That's what I mean. They reconnect to their source, and they start to see all the worlds. They start to see all the information they need for a particular manifestation, actually. And you see them vibrate inside out and eliminate. And what I find that Mr. Cameron has done very, very great, with great precision. I mean, it took a lot of work to make that movie. So hallelujah. Yeah, I definitely appreciate everything that's in there. Is that tree of life is presented to the pink and green waves, and that is what we will live through the next incoming years as a, let's say, for this time, a universal constant. So the pink wave actually represents spirit, and spirit transferring consciousness into its origin, needing green light go with green light is the emerald tablet. It's the new tree of life. It is your own data. It's your particular emerald tablet that pertains your information for your export of skills, for your knowledge, for your training you've had in the universes before being downloaded in some womb, or your parents. In other words, I don't speak that language anymore. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me anymore, because I've seen as well that, the birthing of new children, or as it used to be in the origin, was through the breath, and certainly or definitely not the genitals. That, you know, that sounds very retarded to me. So here I really wanted to mention, if you can go into those 5 ways, the way of water, the way of earth, the way of air, especially because without the air you stop living, right? We've been given the air and training self within that new tree of life that has all the knowledge and, you know, the higher senses uploaded, where you see inside out and where you hear inside out, so nothing can go wrong. Because I'm training myself right now into this, and it's the spark self within that, you know, never stops talking. It's not like yourself talking to you. It's like they answer questions before you put them out, and that comes in very, very handy, right? Having the answers there, and then teaming up with new teams, like presented in the avatar. I love that so much, because you know, the earth team needed to team up with the water vibrations, and they would have big fun. They would the children would manipulate it a bit. That's of course not the way it would go when living with all those teams and all universes that are grounded on the earth already. They are already here, so don't question it. You need to make up your energy field that can match their vibrations. So uploading your vibration into the universal spiritual self, that is all what the alignments are about. And that is actually my passion in teaching you management, energy management from the universal systems. And that is quite some technology that is so interesting. I mean, it's the age we are entering is the age of joy. Without joy in business, without joy in the jobs, without joy in you know, your family life, without joy in your spare time, then your living light vibrations would cut off. So that is the one term I would love to give you. You can encode it, as I'm a genetic encoder. I work with codes, and so the incoming code for this year is truly the red way. You know, Aries people, I don't know, are you an Aries? Leave me a comment if you're here, if you can understand the red way. Your way of dealing with things is straight and getting the job done right now, very quickly. This is the design, so I've been putting it on, you know, apparel. I've got my new fitness bags and sport bags. I deem that very appropriate, in the sense that when you take it with you and you know, you remember the design and you live with it, or you hang it on the wall, or whatever you fancy, or on a t-shirt, then you are remembered with the red way that opens the way of water to everything. And that is a huge team grounded with which you can connect as well. So here, in order, if you don't know how to go with teaching yourself, or, you know, upgrading and taking the alignments in the purification of water, the air, your earth elements through the crystallization process, and wearing massive crystals is of course important, because when you wear them, you integrate them. That's the way of the earth. But understanding and communicating with crystals, that is the highest way you can go, because that needs a light messaging system and not the old astral planes. So we move beyond the astral planes, we move beyond the dumbing. And when you move there and you upgrade your fire components, because if, like I said, the way of the red way is a fire engine that moves with all the elements. So as we are changing ecology, resurrecting the animals, that all goes with the resurrection of the planet, and anything less will not, you know, exist anymore. It will be non-existent. And if you think about that, because that vibrations will, you know, collapse. by the masses. That is the energy that is being put out right now. And I'm very glad it is coming true, as people will want to purify more and more, will want to know how to work with energy. Because if you know how to work with fire, earth, air, metals, name it, especially water, and you fuse with the oceans, you fuse with certain lakes, you fuse, like for example Niagara Falls, that is an engine, like it pulls the power through, like, you know, you get the right words at the right time all of the time. And we are living in an essence, even if you have a job you don't like, even if you do business you don't like, you know, you get yourself out of there. Either way, your word becomes so strong that you get into a high mode of worthiness and appreciation. So better wages, better respect, higher levels of, you know, working together, because, you know, teaming up is going to matter that much. So if we go back to the movie with the avatar and teaching those ways, and then, you know, we can see teams will fuse no matter what. The feeling is there, the vibration is there. The only missing link here is the education, how to do it, how to move fast. And so I provided, for those interested, I will start traveling and bringing through 7 days retreat, starting out in India, March 2023 or April. So there's a link in the description if you're interested to join me, to completely change your life, to bring through your true essence, and really start living with, you know, the task you have been given. Many are still fishing for their tasks. Like the universe brings through assignments regarding or according to your skills. And these tasks are essentially what makes you happy. Without these tasks, without strength in embodiment, we literally don't have anything, because we lose passion, we lose values, we lose endurance, and actually our strength. So moving on one timeline with strength, endurance, skill care, especially when moving into our universal origin, that takes massive, massive, massive alignments that I provide in that 7-day retreat. Because with that knowledge, these alignments, you will come out completely transformed, knowing what to do, knowing how to work with your particular energy, knowing how to work with energies of people, knowing how to heal inside out and upgrade on an everyday level, because that is the goal. We don't have time to upgrade once a week or once a month. We upgrade every hour, because we integrate everything and we live with all the elements that are infused in our energy fields, when everything is interlinked and interconnected, such as we see in the avatar. So have a good look at that particular tree of life underwater, with the pink way and the green light goes, because those two are actually installed within the heart vibration in the new lighthouse of Shambhala. You know, that one left, actually, you know, the origin left its old equations that were broken. And so the great central sun that is our home has all these new frequencies balancing out all universal frequencies. And so the axis is completely changing of the earth, and thus the body needs to change its axis with the earth, and thus the entire galaxies. And so then it becomes truly interesting. So the best thing here is to realize that you can do anything with it, anything you ever wanted to do but didn't know how to do it. And then things will come like an automatic. You will get the assistance, you will get the directions, you will meet the right people exactly at the right time, the right courses, the right everything. And when you have that, that brings a lot more passion, because it deletes anything that was ever termed fear, it's non-existent in the spiritual world. It's non-existent because you get so strong a mentality that you can't, you know, you can't possibly live in fear. It's impossible. So if you still have these issues, which is understandable with the matrix, then these will all be deleted in no time. That's, you know, that's for sure. And when you live without fear, you can manifest anything because you don't think about manifestation anymore. You become crystal clear in consciousness, in your vision. So opening up the third, fourth, fifth eyes, opening up the ears and graduating the ears in where you start to hear the sounds of the universe and the particular song notes you need to listen to in order to upgrade, because we all sound, right? So, and that is the way how, you know, huge musicians, I'm sorry, heard song notes and started to compose them in the reality of the earth, which is becoming light earth right now. So I hope you could learn a little from this video. And I want to thank everybody for being with me, subscribing and supporting me, my channel, and definitely comment here what you think about the way of water. What is, you know, your most difficult element? Is it water? Is it air? Do you, you know, struggle with the breathing system? Do you struggle with the water? Do you struggle with earth, your physical embodiment? Do you struggle to get some passion and you know, forward movement and courage and strengthen? That is your fire energy. What is it that you think, you know, you really need an upgrade, or was struggling with upgrading, or struggling with the knowledge or know how to do it? That will come true in the next video. So thank you so much for being with me. I'm Charlotte Chi. Thank you.